Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on Mastering Online Fundraising, how to unlock the power of donation form trends for maximum impact. Wow, I am so excited for today's webinar. Similar to our donation page throwdown we've had a couple times in the past, we're going to break down the top trends for high-performing donation forms, and you will have a chance to get your own donation form critiqued live. So this is also a live critique. So I would welcome you to drop in your donation form URL anytime throughout today's webinar. But first of all, I want to welcome you all. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jenna Notar-Francesco. I'm an account executive at CauseVox, and I'm thrilled to have you here. Just a little bit of housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded. You will get the recording as well as the slide deck after the webinar next week, the end of this week, excuse me. So yep, you can just sit back, relax, enjoy the webinar. And we are also doing a live critique here. So throughout the webinar, I would encourage you to use the chat and definitely send in the direct URL to your own donation form or landing page, and I will try to critique as many donation forms that we have with the time allowed. But first, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jenna. I am an account executive at CauseVox, and I help tons of nonprofit organizations, finesse their donation forms throughout the year to just maximize the funds that they raise year round. So it could be, a donation form that's embedded right on your website. It could be a donation form connected to your crowdfunding or peer-to-peer campaign, really whichever one you really want to focus on. That's what we're here to do today. So yeah, please feel free to chat in your name, where you're from. I'd love to hear from you. Also, everybody here can get to know everyone on the call. And so again, a little bit of housekeeping for those that have missed it. This webinar is being recorded. You will get the slide decks as well as the recorded webinar. And if you would like, throughout the webinar, you can submit your direct URL link, direct link to your donation form. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of a live critique at the end with whatever time allows. So feel free to do that. If you have any questions throughout today's webinar, please use the Q&A panel to submit your questions, and I will then do the Q&A at the end after our live critique. So I will just get started here. Again, my name is Jenna Notar-Francesco. I'm an account executive at CauseVox, and I'm so excited to have us all here today to discuss donation forms. If you're new to CauseVox, I will just say that CauseVox is here to fix any clunky donation forms or outdated donation forms. So we provide best-in-class online fundraising with all of your donation forms and mobile payments and campaigns and ticketing and peer-to-peer. Really, it's just an all-in-one solution to house all of your fundraising needs. We do provide hands-on support and onboarding for, with real people like myself. So if you chat in, you'll be speaking to a real person. And we do also supply top-rated fundraising and education in the form of guides, templates, webinars like this one, and other courses to get your fundraising up and running with success. So just again, a little bit of a breakdown of the donation form. We're going to definitely dive deep into that today. So we'll, generally speaking, we just replace outdated, clunky, complex software, and we just tidy up all of your fundraising, whether it's donation forms and pages, all of your pledges, crowdfunding, event ticketing, peer-to-peer, and again, more specifically, modernizing your donations. We do have tons of mobile wallets available, pretty much all of them that are out there, Apple Pay and Google Pay, Venmo, PayPal, ACH bank transfer, which is another type of processing, which is really great for recurring gifts. And then all of this is included with auto receipting, customizable receipting and branding, and the option to cover fees. So if you're interested in learning more, if you need a donation form to get up and running, please feel free to check out our schedule a demo page, and then maybe, we can chat directly and help you to get off and running. So let's see who we have in the chat so far. I just want to say hi to everyone. Manassa from Ghana, welcome. Nolani in Fort Collins, Colorado. Hi. And Kevin in Austin, Texas. Hey, that's where Rob is, our CEO and co-founder. Scott in Portland. Hello, hello. Hi, Terry from Atlanta, Georgia. And Paula. And hi, Alice in Dallas, Texas with Meat Fight. Hello, hello. Good to see you here today. Karen in Canada. Mary in Wisconsin, all over the states and the world. Hello, Andrea from Restore Education in San Antonio. Lots of Texas. That's awesome. And Brana, hi. In California, and Sherry in Connecticut, and Amy in Tacoma. Hello, everyone, and welcome. If you've missed it, again, this webinar is being recorded. It is a live critique today of donation forms. If you have a donation form that you would like critiqued, please feel free to drop it into the chat. And then if you have any questions throughout the webinar, feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A panel, and I'll try to get those answered at the end of our time today. So let's dive into some of, I have another thing here about free resources. If you aren't already subscribed, you can subscribe to our free resources on our blog. We do send out free resources like articles and webinars like this every week. So you'll want to get signed up for that. But today we're talking about really just maximizing your donation form, right? So what could be the problem? People are not making donations on my form, right? Maybe that's it. You're just not seeing the type of donation volume that you're hoping for. And the impact of that is really just lukewarm fundraising results, donors that don't return, more and more fires to fight. And so what do you do with that? Well, what are you going to do? It's going to send you on a journey. We're on a journey today. You're going to pack your bags, maybe go somewhere that might be uncomfortable, maybe. But sometimes it takes having to go out of our comfort zones and try something new in order to see the kind of results that we're hoping for. So it's going to be a journey. So hold on tight. And our session agenda today is, again, going through the best practices of high-performing donation pages, as well as the top trends in online donations. You might have seen these statistics before, but it's a little bit of a refresher. We have a couple new statistics to talk about. And then we will be looking at all of your donation pages again. So feel free to submit your direct URL in the chat, and I'll take a look at those with everyone. And then we'll have an optional Q&A at the end. So what's happening right now is we have this anti-donor current state where organizations are using what's familiar, what they've always used to process donations. It's really easy, right? No change is necessary. It fits the budget. But there's a bit of a gap because it might not necessarily be donor-centric. What we want for a donor-centric sweet spot, which will increase donations, is something that, yes, is easy for your organization, but really honestly is easy for everyone. It's easy for your organization, and it's easy for your donors, and it's compelling. So again, ease is definitely still there, but being able to step outside of the mold and make something more compelling always yields better results. So today we're focusing on trends that have either easy or compelling elements, or both. So either easy or compelling, or easy and compelling. We want both of these categories, or at least one of these categories, on each element in our donation form. And then on your journey today, you can ask yourself, Is it worth the work to increase my fundraising results? So you can just think about that. Think about the donation forms that we look at, and if it's something that you want to invest your time in to just make a switch or to add elements to your donation form and landing page to make it more optimal for your organization. So here we go. Let's take a look at some best practices of high-performing donation forms. Number one, the donation form needs to be visible, right? Nothing is worse than going to a website landing page and having to figure out where the donation form is, right? Whether it's, I don't know, an embedded form directly, if it's a button, the donor wants to know where to go quickly, not have to navigate around in the footer, right? And like some subset of a drop down. So you want the button or the form to be very visible. If it's a button, then maybe it's right in your top navigation. And make sure to use colors that are contrasting, something that will highlight that donate button and separate it apart from your other navigation titles or buttons. We have this statistic here. It's that 30%. There is a 30% increase in donations when the button color is changed from gray to red. Again, that red is like a call to attention. Maybe it's a yellow, maybe it's an orange, maybe it's just a complementary contrasting color within your own organization's logos, something that draws attention. This way, it's easy to find and navigate to where the donor can contribute. So that benefits the donor. And then it benefits your organization by increasing the number of potential donors reaching your form, right? Because you don't want to leave any donations on the table. You want them to be able to find the donation form easily and stay on your website and process that donation. Number two, be branded or storied. So this element is a compelling element, right? We know that donors are 70% more likely to give again if they gave on a branded donation form the first time, right? This element of your story and your brand being at the forefront leaves an impression on donors. It just gives them a sense of security. It gives them a sense of, your own organization's identity. You want them to know exactly who they are contributing. Everything about your mission should be visible there for your donors to see. Kristen Elliott, the Director of Development at Hawkwatch, says to make sure you include a value proposition on your donation page. Don't assume the person who landed there has been convinced to give yet, right? So not only is it branded, but it can have this story element, it can have this impact element either right alongside the donation form or literally on the donation form, which we'll see in a little bit. Taylor Daci, who raises a lot of money through peer-to-peer on CauseVox. She's been great. She's the Associate Executive Director at Carousel Ranch. She says, my number one tip is to have consistent branding across all of your fundraising. This way your audience will remember and know who you are year after year. Right. And I think she gets right to the point of that branded part too. It's about remembering you, right? There's a lot of messages that we receive day in and day out, lots of people soliciting us for our time, our resources. And if you can do a great job branding and storytelling and putting that right on your donation landing page, that increases the probability that the donor is going to remember your organization. Maybe it somehow touched their heart in a specific way. So the benefit here for your donors is that it increases their level of trust and memorability with your organization. And the benefit for your organization is that it will increase conversion and retention rates overall. Number three, we're getting easy and compelling here. Use descriptive tiers. And this sort of piggybacks off of the last point that I made, where you put the impact of the donation right on the donation form. 68% of donors agree that knowing how their donation makes an impact is important to their gift, right? So that's over half of all donors. They want to know how their donation is making an impact in people's lives. So it could be as simple as putting a line of text next to that donation value, which explains what that donation is going to do, how that's going to change somebody's life. So here we have an example. Oh, $15 provides 1 day of meals for the homeless. And then so on and so forth, up to $150 provides 10 days of meals for the homeless. And they can see how much of an impact and how much more of an impact their higher giving makes. Alice, shout out to Alice, hi, who is on the call right now, says, my number one tip is to show donors what their money is going to do to help people. Connecting donors to impact is what drives our success in fundraising. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, Alice, and all of your work you do at Meat Fight. Mar Walford, Senior Director at K & Walford Consultancy, says, my number one tip being clear about how the money will be used to change lives. So definitely, this is a point to highlight on your own donation form, as well as anywhere on the landing page of your donation form. The benefit to donors is that they're easily able to choose their giving amount, as well as feel they've made an impact. So not only is it easy for them to select from an amount, they don't have to think of some number off the top of their head. They have suggested amounts there for them, and they get to see the impact that their donation is going to make. And for your organization, increased gift size is your benefit, because now donors are now able to see the impact with even higher level gifts. So it's going to increase the gift size naturally. Number 4, this is a little bit of a combined effort, offer recurring and pledge donations. And this is just easy. It actually could be a little compelling with pledge too. I don't want to discredit that. Just looking at the stats, we know that recurring donors give 42% more annually than one-time donors. So with that alone, we know that, having recurring gifts is sort of like a bread and butter of an organization, just having that constant stream of income all year. Recurring donors have a 90% retention rate as opposed to 46% for one-time donors. So once you're able to cultivate a recurring donor, it's really important to retain that recurring donor, but we know that retention rate is much higher among recurring donors. They're much more likely to come back again and again, especially if you have an automated way to charge recurring gifts and pledges. It makes it that much easier for your donor just to set it and forget it. And we now know that 49% of Gen X donors are enrolled in a monthly giving program. Yeah, when I was looking up these stats, I found it pretty interesting that even Gen X and Gen Z have gone more and more into the recurring giving realm, which I guess it makes sense. Myself, I definitely like that sort of sign up for automated payments option. And I think it should be used more widely than just for bills, for example. And I think, donations that much more. So if your organization can tap into any sort of recurring giving or pledge program, I think that's great. For example, on the CauseVox donation form, you can set pledge values. Maybe you have a capital campaign running, or any type of campaign that might be running for more than 3 months. You can have and optimize for much larger gifts, say, 1,000 and above, right? Up to hundreds of thousands of dollars if you really have that kind of donor base. And the form will automatically break down that payment into more manageable payments over time. So it's a set it and forget it for you and your donors, which I love. I really do love this option. So many of our organizations are now getting up and running, especially if they have a capital campaign or just a longer term project. And you have the flexibility of offering the donor payments anywhere between 3 months and 60 months, or annually between 2 and 5 years. We did a study, I think it was like a year and a half ago, and we found that 63% of donors would give higher amounts through pledge donations. And I think that's because they're able to fit it within their budget. They're able to fit a larger commitment within something that's just more feasible monthly or annually. Okay, yeah, and here I detailed it out here for your donors. The benefit is that they can commit to large to them gifts, right? And they can give it in a way that fits their budget. And for your organization, it will increase gift frequency and gift size because it's coming in automatically. Those payments are being automatically charged, whether recurring or pledge. And then you're able to increase gift size with pledge overall. Bonus tip, offer a member portal for these recurring donors, whether recurring or pledge. An easy to use member portal will help, again, retain those donors. They're able to manage, see the list of all of their donations, right, throughout their payments, whether it's, pledge payments towards a pledge value, so those are installment payments, or whether it's every month, their monthly recurring gift. They can suspend the gift. They can use our flexible payment options to update the credit card or payment details on that gift, and it's completely hands off for you, and it gives them the flexibility of doing it at their convenience. So definitely making sure that if you are having this recurring or pledge program, this option for donors, that you give them a way to manage their donations, manage their payment details, I should say. So yeah, for your donors, they can use one secure login to manage and update their payment details. And for your organization, it's going to increase overall donations, right? Because now you have an easy way for these recurring donors to stay and be happy with the processing of their recurring gifts. And you can keep recurring gifts up to date with zero admin work. Number 5, this is a new one, and it's to offer tribute dedication. We see this as easy and compelling. I don't know if you've ever, had this on your donation form or come across a donor wanting to give a donation in honor or in memory of someone, but it's actually very popular and it can increase gift size. So the average donation for a tribute gift in 2021 was $236.22, which was more than double the national benchmark as reported by the M&R benchmark study. So it seems like tribute gifts can have a higher than average donation value. And the reason why we see this is because donors most of the time want to be able to honor or celebrate somebody special in their life. And when you give them an easy option right on the donation form, it gives them more of an incentive to give and also spread that message that they've given in order to honor and highlight that person that they're remembering or that they're celebrating. And it really helps you to nurture and really have a better relationship with your donors, because it tells your donors that the people in their lives are also important to you. You care for their own relationships with their, friends and family. So it helps to really establish a better relationship between the organization and the donor. Of Gen Xers, 31% give tribute gifts. So we have higher than average donations with tribute gifts among younger donors as well. Now, CauseVox just added the tribute dedication option on the first page of our donation form, nestled really conveniently right below the giving tiers. You do also see we have this designated page, which is how you would assign a donation to a specific peer-to-peer page. We're not really covering peer-to-peer today, but I just wanted to point that out, that separate option there. But once the donor selects to give a tribute dedication, they just select whether they want to give in honor or in memory of somebody, add the honoree name, their email. They can even send that notification to a friend or next of kin that a donation was made in somebody's honor or in memory of someone. The benefits for your donor, it will celebrate somebody special in their lives. And for the organization, it will increase frequency, gift size, and awareness for your organization. Number 6, enable mobile wallets. This one is so easy, especially on CauseVox, because it's all automated with the donation, the payment processors that you use. 54% of consumers have used a mobile wallet to make a payment. That's over half of the donor demographic. And so you want to be cognizant that people are doing their transactions on their phones, and want to make as many flexible payment methods available to them as possible. We see that 50% estimated growth in mobile payments is happening from 2022 to 2025. We're right in that segment right now, and we do see a huge growth in mobile payments. On the donation form, CauseVox donation form, we have several options. We have PayPal, Venmo, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and now ACH bank transfer. That's in addition to your standard credit card, debit card. So you can see how flexible that can be, just to be able to use any type of payment. Speaking specifically about Venmo, I thought it was interesting that, there are 78 million people using Venmo to, Venmo their friends and family, to pay off bills or to share tabs. And it's actually very seamless and easy for the user to use a Venmo balance. And it actually comes with a lot of benefits to your organization, because there are no processing fees for donations made with donors who are using their Venmo balance or a bank transfer. So that's much lower than your standard Stripe or PayPal fee of 2.2% plus 30 cents. Same thing with ACH. ACH bank transfer has a low transaction fee of 0.8% per transaction. So using these newer mobile wallets, such as Venmo and ACH, can help you to enjoy much lower transaction fees. Shasa Bashoff, the National Development Manager at Bladder Cancer Canada, says, I recommend making your donation page user-friendly with mobile capabilities. It's definitely need to have in today's day. So definitely focus on a form that has as many mobile wallets as possible, making it super convenient for your donors. This way, the benefit for your donors is that they can give on any device quickly, seamlessly, and helps them to save time. And for you, it will definitely help you increase conversions. So our top best practices as a review is to 1, be visible. 2, be branded and storied. 3, use your descriptive tiers to tie that donation to impact. 4, offer recurring and pledge donations, as well as an easy way for donors to manage their gifts. 5, offer tribute dedication as a way to just encourage closer relationship between you and your donor, as well as your donor and the special people in their lives. And what is this? 6, enable mobile wallets. So those are my best practices that I've found have been super helping organizations be super successful. I am going to now check our chat to see if we have any donation forms, and I am going to open them in a separate tab. So we can do a little bit of a critique here. So just give me 2 minutes. And if you haven't yet, please feel free to chat in your donation form page. And I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. Oh, looks like this one was, I don't know if I did this twice. Have to bear with me here. Okay, thank you, Lonnie. For some reason okay, there we go. I'm almost there, folks. You have to bear with me. How's everybody's day so far, though? Just almost there now. I think for some reason my copy paste is not working, but let's see if I can copy it this way. Got it. Got it. Got it. Crisis averted. Wonderful. Waiting for the snow to hit. Yes, right? I'm like, it's spring, but it's actually not. I'm in New York and it's snowing. I'm like, well, actually, I mean, technically it's not spring. Technically, spring will be in March 20th. So we're almost there. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I've got, let's see, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 donation pages. Did I miss any? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy. Well, if I missed yours, just shout it out later. All right, I'm going to do this. Here we go. All right, where do we start? There's so many. Okay. We've got trees, water, and people. Okay, it looks like a really nice landing page. Love the colors. Keeps with brand. A nice catchphrase here, make a difference. Let's see. I love that it's embedded here. So it must be like, if I go, this is the donation landing page, yeah, for the donation form. It looks like, I like this because, you know, you have some suggested giving tiers. You can do like donation matching, you can dedicate. Look, he's got the dedicate in honor of, or in memory of somebody. That's great. I think the only couple things that I would suggest that we add here are that more of that storied element and impact. So maybe you could add descriptive tiers here, telling the donor what $50 will do, what kind of impact $50 will make, etc. The other thing is that we have a couple options here. We have one-time gifts or monthly gifts. I would like to see maybe the option for also pledge if that's possible. And then I'm not sure if your donation form allows for it, but if you don't know already, what kind of payments does this form accept? Does it accept all mobile wallets? That's something that you might want to consider. Yeah, I would say, like, if you have any other type of information about, you know, your story, what do you want your donors to take away from when they reach this page? Do you want to encourage them to sign up for a newsletter? Is there anything about your organization that's special, your mission that's special, that you can sort of briefly detail here? Remember to include that story element right on your page somewhere, so that they don't have to go around and work to find why they need to donate to you. That's just very visible right on the landing page. Thank you. Looks like we've got Obara. I'm sorry if I'm saying Obi. We've got Obi's page here. So it looks like you're doing like a personal fundraiser, which is great. Yeah, so this one looks sort of like a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. So let's see what the donation form looks like. Okay, so how much would you like to donate? You can donate in US dollars, and it's sort of similar to you know, what we saw before with a couple donation tier options, but no impact given. Yeah, I would say, you know, this being a peer-to-peer campaign, even, I would recommend that the donation form just stay right on your landing page here, so that we can see your story better. And maybe again, include those descriptive tiers. I mean, it is very visible. The donate button is very visible, which is great. I, again, just would like to see more of the reason why a donor should give, the type of impact that they're going to make. Those types of things are very beneficial. And just to be cognizant of the type of mobile wallets that are available. Okay, now we have, let's see, Maxtivity Arts and Crafts Creative Space with Give Butter. All right, so it looks like we've got like a little bit of a branding element here, but I think this is on Give Butters, right? Hosted on Give Butter. And let's see, monthly membership. Let's read more. Oh, look, you've got like a little link to more of your membership perks. I like that. I like that a lot. That you kind of describe out like the benefit of membership. That's helpful. I think also, yeah, I think like if you can talk about like ways that the donor is making a difference, like what kind of change the donors make instead of just helping the organization. I think that's another messaging tweak that I've heard from some organizations and marketing professionals. If you can shift language away from, oh, like help us do this and make it more about, oh, you can change the life of somebody else by doing this, more like empowering what their donation is doing for the people who you're helping instead of helping the organization yourself. Focusing on the you statements is great. And I think definitely detailing those things out here is beneficial. I think when I see student membership, individual membership, family membership, et cetera, I sort of am unclear. And then I don't know, I think I want more details here. Maybe if you can parse it out just a little bit, like maybe if you can explain somewhere up top what each level is, or maybe on the side somewhere. I think this donation form is nice, but I think it could benefit from being embedded directly onto your website so that it can be, something like this donation form landing page where, sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but I just wanted to sort of give like an example. You have the landing page, you have your form, but you have the ability to have help text around it too. And so, just having that flexibility could be nice just to detail out some of these membership items. And of course, as I had mentioned before, please be cognizant of, different types of levels of giving. So one-time gifts, if you want that, pledge gifts, if you want that, and then what type of payments that they can use to make the donation. So it looks like this is a couple stepped process, but that's fine. We do recommend like having short forms too is really beneficial, as short as possible. But if you do need to gather more information, that's totally understandable. Okay, Canadian Mental Health Association. This looks cool. I like the coloring here, right? It's on brand. It's visible. It changes colors. It's like, alert, this is where you donate. Definitely nice. The form is embedded on the website, which always a plus. And the reason for that being the donor does not get diverted. The donor can stay right here and focused. It's seamless. And then they can navigate around and get involved in other ways. I'm going to say pretty much the same thing I said before. I think I want to be able to read more of a story here, because if I was new to your organization, I just had the donation page in front of me, I would be a little lost, just because I want more information about, what this giving does. So what I'm saying is, don't take for granted that the donor has already done their homework about knowing. Maybe it's a new donor. Maybe it's like, maybe your information has been shared between friends and family. You want all the information up front for them so that they don't have to go and research about what you do. Just give them a little bit of something about what they do, your mission statement, why their donation is important, what it does, how they can change somebody's life. This is great. You have the option to make it a recurring gift. Please, I would suggest pledges as always. Tribute gift, great option. So you've got a lot of the elements of high performing donation forms. I think this one, you know, the format, it could be a little bit more like streamlined in the format, a little bit easier to use on the donor end, because it's like a little outdated, but that could be quickly updated, like with a quick change, a quick embed. But yeah, this looks like it does the job. So yeah, I would just make those few changes. SLO Food Bank, let's see. I like this landing page, donate to SLO Food Bank. We have a nice graphic. I like this element here. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? We have somebody helping. We know that the money is being used to do something, right? We can actually see like some hands-on practical use of money. Donate now with contrasting color highlighted in the upper corner. Perfect. Thank you for supporting our vital and caring mission. Your gift ensures that no one goes hungry. I mean, that's a powerful statement, right? Nobody's going to go hungry tonight. Thank you for your support. That's great. I like that. Become a heart, hunger ending action response team, member by selecting make recurring gift. This is nice. This is nice. I like that you have an acronym for these recurring donors, how valuable they are. They are a response team. That's great. I think that's excellent. I would like to, as I've been saying on a lot of these donation forms, it's funny. I just want to see, a descriptive tier, because I want to know like, oh, like how many boxes of food, or like, what does it really, like, what does it mean tangibly or specifically, what do you do to ensure that nobody goes hungry? I don't know. I'm curious, you know, but I love that it's embedded. I love that you have at least some donation tiers. It looks like you've got bank account transfer. That's great. Stock donation. You have a couple of mobile wallets. You could add PayPal or Venmo if you really wanted to. Let's see. Some custom fields here, how to stay connected. See if your employer match, credit card. Okay, yeah, you've got some custom fields here. That's fine. We, as I had mentioned on a couple others, try to make it as least clunky as possible, just to kind of streamline it. You know, what the gift value is, what the gift is about, pushing people towards a specific recurring gift if you want to, with a, you know, a nice catchy thing like that. Name, email, payment, you know, push them through. But yeah, if you need to add any additional questions, feel free to do that. I guess this one's really nice because you can see who wants to stay up to date with volunteer opportunities for sure. Nice. Not sure about the birth date requirement here. You'll receive birthday wishes. I see. Oh, from the CEO. That's really nice. Yeah. I don't know. I really like this. I think like you have a lot of nice personal touches. So kudos there. Let's see. I've been on this thing and not checking my chat. Oh, gotcha, Jennifer. SLO Food Bank, integrating in the tribute feature. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no worries. It looks great. So which ones didn't I? Let's see if I can do Sarah's. 43. Are you guys like interested in staying on till 2 p.m. Eastern? I do have a couple CauseVox ones we can look at too. Okay, let's see what this one is. Art installation volunteers needed. Land, connecting communities through art and public spaces. Okay. Is this our landing page? This is your website. Okay. This is your website. And then I see up here, we have donate. It's definitely, it's good. It's definitely visible enough for me. Yep. I like it. Public art and accessible public spaces are not a luxury. They take extensive planning time, financial resources. Your gift helps us continue connecting communities in Greater Cleveland through. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I think like your gift helps us. I mean, again, that's that kind of language I was talking about before. How about like your gift helps connect communities together, something like that. Again, like try to put the onus on what the donor is doing because it is their financing that is making change, and we want to empower them to make change. Yeah, this is great. This is nice. This is very short and sweet. What do we do here? Let's see, $100. Let's continue. First name, last name, address. Is it going to require this? No. Okay, and then we have credit card information. Okay, cool. So it looks like there's a little bit of opportunity for some enhancements, although this is really nice and streamlined and it's all on one page and it's just kind of like a nice flow. I like it a lot. Again, I'm going to put those descriptive tiers in there. I'm going to put suggestion for pledge. You already have dedicating an honor in memory of someone. It's a little bit hidden. I sort of lost it, but it's there and it's nice. Nice. I kind of like a little bit more of like a button aspect, but that works. Billing information. If you have to require postal, then fine. But it looks like the biggest room for improvement is maybe here in the payment section, just because it seems like it's only capable of accepting credit card, debit card. And we do see a huge increase in influx in mobile wallets, which is something that you might want to consider adding for your form, but altogether, really nice. Let's see. I submitted this previously, Robert. Let me see. Sorry about that. I get lost in the chat. You'll have to forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you for putting it back in here. Okay, I need to get rid of this chat. Okay, here we go. Trout Unlimited, New York State Council. Nature favors us every day. Return the favor with your gift to improve fishing in New York State by protecting and sustaining cold water fisheries. That's clear. Thank you. I mean, that's nice. I love like the visual and the call to action, like part of your there's a word for that, and it's not a CTA, but your generous gift, together we can envision a future with challenges in every ever-changing planet. Oh, this is nice, Robert. At least 92% of every donated dollar goes directly to funding our programs. Yeah, any type of like, what's the word? Visibility into like financial information and just statistics. Donors love that stuff. Come on, yeah. Gold transparency, 2022 candid. Your trust is important to us. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely showing like the donors like reassurance on the safety and security of the form. That's cool. Nice little picture of the trout. Yeah, I like this top part, just like really introducing the donors to like what you're doing, what you're envisioning, everything that New York State Council of Trout Unlimited is after. I would love to see descriptive tiers here. I can make the gift anonymous. Can you dedicate this gift to someone? Credit card or bank account? Okay. Yes, I'll pay additional. Yes. Okay, so we've got an option to make it monthly, kind of shows up at the end. I would say, this donation form is great because it's embedded and you are giving the option to select between donation values. I would just say I would like to see more specifics about what you guys are doing here. More about your programs, maybe just a little detail, maybe on the side of the form, or just how the donation is being used. What does $50 do? What does, if you can quantify it like that, if you can sort of parse out some opportunities for your donors to make change. And then again, so now this is interesting to me. I'm a little puzzled about why there's the donate now option above the payment method option, because like normally I would put my payment details in and then donate. I'm a little confused. Oh, I mean, it wants me to put in all this information, but like if I put it in, would it? Like, is it gonna? Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think the flow of the form is a little confusing. So I would maybe check out maybe an option where the payment method comes above the donate now option. Just a little FYI on that. And again, please maybe consider some mobile wallet options, but a bank account is definitely cool. Yeah. I mean, being able to do a direct bank transfer is definitely what we see as popular, and it really helps to increase recurring and pledge gifts. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I guess I went a little over. So we have a few minutes left. Sandy, do I have statistics on employer matching gifts? I noticed an option on a few of the pages. So we don't, I don't have statistics on employer matching gifts, actually. I'm sorry, I don't have that today. Maybe I should do one, a webinar more focused on that. But I believe there are some, there are some tools out there like Double Your Donation that can like work in tandem with your donation page, I think, in some way, or even if it's not directly connected to your donation form, you can incorporate it maybe like on a crowdfunding or peer-to-peer page. But we do see that like the main, like a lot of the funding progress definitely comes from word of mouth, and peer-to-peer can be really helpful for that. I do just want to highlight like a couple of the CauseVox forms, just because we do find that we're able to increase conversions with our mobile wallet options and such, and just our really easy streamlined 2-page form. So you'll notice what I said before, the page is directly embedded. It can, you can change the shape of it, or I should say the size of it, to fit within the confines of your messaging. This one doesn't have descriptive tiers. I do recommend them, but this one's not using them for whatever reason. But I really just like our donation form in that it's super easy to use. And then you can see like the payment details come right at the end. They can choose their bank account or Google Pay, Apple Pay, or credit or debit. They can even use PayPal or Venmo. I did give you an example of that before, but I think this form has it. So if you wanted to accept one-time recurring and pledge, you could do it all on one page. A really easy way and a nice highlight, like a nice easy button for that tribute, right? They fill it in, they save it, and they go on to make their donation. I'm going to select next just so you can see what it would look like with all of the mobile wallets. You can ask custom questions here if you want any additional custom questions. And I will highlight this real quick. Okay, here we go. So if you're processing one-time donations on CauseVox, any donor, US donor for Venmo, but any donor for PayPal. But when you use PayPal as a payment processor, Venmo is automatically an option. So any one-time gifts for US donors can be processed with Venmo or credit card, debit card, Google Pay, Apple Pay, or ACH bank transfer. So lots of flexibility there. We are SSL secure, so one of the highest levels of security on our forms. We have this other donation form that was used for a holiday campaign, but I just like it because they put, their entire story right next to the form. And they also embedded one of our progress widgets. So you can, traditionally on a fundraising campaign like peer-to-peer crowdfunding, there's an automated progress bar that's connected to your crowdfunding page. But maybe you want to just put the donation form on your website directly, but still show progress towards your completion of your campaign. You can actually add one of our widgets and you can see the funds raise in real time. So yeah, just a really easy form, and wanted to share that with you. Jennifer, I'm reading your question here. With inflation being so dynamic, how would you suggest quantifying the value of a gift? Our values might become out of date by the time we do a study of operations overall to get the value. That is a great question. Well, I would say then, if you could at least provide, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting which, you're with the food bank. Let me go back to your page. Page. No, I don't know. You're somewhere. I lost you, but no, you're here. Could you maybe like just do a little bit of an explanation, like maybe one of these organizations that did like a little bit of a summary? Can you do like a little bit of a summary about what the donations are used to do somewhere on the page? Just kind of detail it out a little bit. Like we do XYZ, or provide some sort of statistic around your main mission and the activities that you do. Any type of brief like snapshot. You just want to give your donors a snapshot of what is being done, how they're making change. And if you can incorporate like images and quotes, right, like testimonials around that, you could even just make it personal. You want to make their donation personal. They want to have a personal effect on somebody or maybe a group of people. So less like, less about, oh, like we solve hunger, but how, and like, what have you done already? Like, what do people have to say about your support so far and the change that you've made in the community? What are you looking to do? What are your plans? What are your specific plans? Just, I think anything you can do to be more specific. Yeah. Any other questions? We have about 4 minutes left. I know I kind of just like rambled on and on and on and on. But yeah, if you had any additional questions, feel free to email me. I will actually also put in a couple of our links here, just in case the last few people here. Yeah, sure thing. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for joining. I have this opportunity. If you want to get started on CauseVox, we do provide best in class fundraising, and like for all of my clients and customers, I do, evaluations of their forms and pages, and would be happy to get you up and running anytime. Yes, thank you all so much. And one more thing, you can subscribe to our free resources. They're very valuable. Just like use them on your own time, read through them, watch the webinars on record, and at 2 times the speed. You can hear me talk like that. That'll be fun. And then if you have questions, you can email support@causevox.com. Well, it's been a pleasure having you all here today. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing amazing donation forms in the future. Bye.